Tonight on Fox 10 investigates thin blue warning. Arizona law enforcement agencies have the option to fire warning shots, but that is a rare and controversial tactic.
Up until October of this year, Sedona police allowed that under specific circumstances. Police experts argue, though, firing a gun into the air to ward off a threat conflicts with state law. Fox 10 investigator Justin Lum reports.
We'll get to that important law in a moment, but it was interesting to see the responses from more than 40 law enforcement agencies. A majority gave a resounding no on a questionable tactic, and we discovered a small number of departments allow warning shots, raising serious concerns about legality, accountability, and public safety. We can confirm that the Sedona Police Department's policy no longer allows officers to use warning shots. Ex-Deputy Chief Ryan Kwitkin says it's about time.
It's unsafe to fire warning shots. This isn't the Wild West.
It's important to note that Kwitkin is the plaintiff in an ongoing lawsuit against the city. Ryan Kwitkin is now suing the city of Sedona and its top officials, including the police chief. The city has denied the allegations and can't comment on pending litigation. Kwitkin was fired in August 2024, months after being placed on paid administrative leave. His attorney claims his termination was unlawful and that Kwitkin faced retaliation from Chief Stephanie Foley for raising policy concerns like the ability to fire warning shots.
I went to Chief Foley and explained that under no circumstance should we allow warning shots.
What was the chief's response?
That we're not changing the policy. That it's only under certain circumstances.
I asked Sedona PD if there have been any documented incidents involving warning shots since 2020. Records show none were fired in the last 5 years. Why would they leave it in their policy for so long until just recently?
Frankly, it's clear they have some leadership challenges at the Sedona Police Department.
That's Joe Clure, Executive Director of the Arizona Police Officers Association. He's publicly questioned Sedona PD's leadership and the previous warning shot policy. Here's what Sedona's policy used to say, quote, warning shots or shots fired for the purpose of summoning aid are discouraged and may not be discharged unless the member reasonably believes that they appear necessary, effective, and reasonably safe, end quote. Fox 10 obtained the modified policy, which says, quote, firing a firearm in a manner commonly referred to as a warning shot is expressly prohibited in all circumstances.
A lot of the concerns that I brought up were for the best interests of the citizens of Sedona, the police department, and just moving the department into the 21st century of best police practices.
I think by anybody's standard, risk management should be screaming about that, because it is a huge liability, I believe, and very dangerous for the community to have that even as a possibility.
That liability Clure is talking about comes up here in the action comedy Hot Fuzz.
Have you ever fired your gun up in the air and gone, ah? No, I have not ever fired my gun up in the air and gone, ah.
Fox 10 Investigates reached out to dozens of law enforcement agencies across Arizona asking if their policies allow warning shots. We received more than 40 responses from major agencies like Phoenix, Scottsdale, and Tempe, along with the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office. Nearly all of them said warning shots are prohibited. Here are some of the reasons. Mesa PD's policy says, quote, they may prompt a suspect to return fire and may endanger innocent bystanders. Pinal County Sheriff's Office replied with, quote, like firing a deadly weapon as a warning, that is not allowed. Flagstaff PD's policy says, quote, warning shots are rarely effective and pose a danger to the officer and the community if used in lieu of deadly force on a suspect. 40 out of 44 agencies that responded say no to warning shots. That's 90%. The 4 agencies on the opposite end, Tolleson Police, say warning shots are generally discouraged unless the officer believes it's necessary, effective, and safe. Lake Havasu City PD and the Greenlee County Sheriff's Office have the same language in their policies. Paradise Valley PD says officers will not generally fire warning shots, but use of force decisions are discretionary and must be objectively reasonable based on the circumstances.
We created a law for just that reason.
The bullet goes up, it must come down.
It's called Shannon's Law, named after 14-year-old Shannon Smith, who who was in the backyard of her Phoenix home when she was killed by a stray bullet in June of 1999.
When we met with the police and they told us that this is something that goes on all the time and that it's just something we have to live with, and we said, this is something the community does not have to live with. It can be stopped.
In 2000, Shannon's parents worked hard to pass Shannon's law, making it a Class 6 felony to negligently fire a gun into the air within the limits of any Arizona municipality. But the statute lists some exceptions, like a special permit of the chief of police of the municipality. Here's local attorney Benjamin Taylor.
What they have is what you call governmental immunity. So a lot of times a law enforcement officer can be immune or exempt from Shannon's law if they're using it in a reasonable manner. That's where they can fire in the air, and Shannon's law wouldn't apply to law enforcement.
But the risk, he says, is obvious. For law enforcement agencies, the approach to policy is to each their own.
A simple fix and solution would be to change your policy. Don't train your officers in the academy that they're allowed to shoot a warning shot.
Round Valley Police Department is changing its policy after we asked if officers could fire warning shots. This department was recently investigated by the Department of Public Safety for possible misconduct issues. The interim chief, Jeff Sharp, tells me Round Valley's original policy states that it's generally discouraged to fire warning shots unless deemed safe or effective. But immediately following our conversation, he has now amended the policy to say warning shots are not authorized, which shows it's up to the agency's chief or sheriff to decide. AZ Post is the state's peace officer standards and training board. Its executive director tells Fox 10 that AZ Post doesn't have the authority to direct internal policies of law enforcement agencies on warning shots. Clore says it's common sense for chiefs and sheriffs to ban it for good.
Just because it's a police officer firing that round doesn't mean that that bullet's any less dangerous or any more apt to go strike an unintended victim.
I'm Justin Lum for Fox 10 Investigates.